There we go. Sorry, this is the sound. I was running lag on this. We're on. We're good.
We're on.
We're good. We're live.
All right. Well, welcome to another edition, the July 8th, 2020 edition of Live Feed Read. I'm Paul Reed, your host, with the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford.
That's right.
Little setup of, here we go. What happened? Jason typically doesn't know beforehand what the topic's going to be. Kind of keeps it real, keeps it live, keeps him on his toes. And today's no different. I've gotten a couple of calls recently and often about traffic monitoring devices, which are those cameras that you see above the red light, and they actually are cameras. And so we're going to do just a little reenactment. I put Jason to the test here about a phone call on a crash where I'm speaking with someone, in this case Jason, about the accident. So Mr. Crawford, so you're involved in an accident, right?
Yes, I was. I was
and at the intersection right out here of Lumsden, outside my office, Lumsden and John Moore. I understand you believe that the camera on top of the lights recorded the incident, right?
That's right. Yeah, I seen them. They do it.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you, there are two types of cameras utilized in traffic situations. One we all know is the red light camera. That's typically to the right of the direction of travel and behind you. So it can catch basically the tag. It can catch people making a right-hand turn and catch people running a red light. Those cameras actually do record, of course, because they're utilized if you argue or otherwise deny that you ran the red light. You can look at it online, and simply if your tires are in front of that white stop bar or behind the white stop bar and you run it, that's it and that's that. These cameras here, although they are cameras and they're monitored by the police and traffic engineers, they don't record.
That's a lot of big words.
They are used to monitor traffic and to control traffic, meaning as vehicles pull up to the lights, if there's somebody in the left-hand turn lane, it will activate that signal and let those individuals go left. If there's no one in the left turn lane, then it will not.
So they're spying on you.
Yeah. Well, they don't. They may be spying on you, but they don't record. They help with the flow of traffic. And so in your case, I know you're stating that the other individual ran the red light, but you got the ticket, and you feel that camera would vindicate you and you would be able to use that to fight your ticket. Unfortunately, I won't be able to assist you because they don't record.
What? I know they record. I saw it on the TVs, that NCIS. Boy, they capturing everybody. They got the cameras and they see them and they record them. And that dude, he done ran that red light. It ain't my fault.
Well, I understand, but you have to. I'm just letting you know that those cameras above the red light, not the red light camera to your right, those cameras don't record, so you're not going to be able to prove your case, and so there's really nothing I can do for you as far as that goes. Now, if you had witnesses that say, hey, look, I was behind Mr. Crawford and we both had a green light, well, that would be helpful. But
I think you're wrong.
Yeah, but we cannot rely on the cameras, the traffic monitoring control cameras, to vindicate you.
That is some big SAT words. I done failed that test, but I know one thing's for sure. You're wrong. I know. I done seen them cameras on the television. They be recording people, and that's a free consultation. I'm going to take my money elsewhere.
All right. And that's kind of how it goes. People literally have gotten angry with me, Jason.
Yeah, right.
When I tell them what those cameras do and what they're for.
Yeah.
And that they're just not going to be able to assist us in proving who had the red light and the green light. And unfortunately, that happens often where you and I are in a crash. I say I had a green light. You say you had a green light, right?
Yeah.
Well, the plaintiff, the person bringing the claim, has the burden to prove who had a green light. And without a witness, there's no way to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
till
we
you said that today, I didn't know that those cameras didn't record
yeah, and let me give you
because
a
I knew they're
history.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 21st century. Now, if you drive around certain roads, older roads still in the Hillsborough County area, and do this, and I encourage you to do so, look at the ground before the red light, behind the white stop bar, and what you may very well see is something that looks like that. Oh, well, shoot.
Oh, yep, that's a green screen effect right there.
Let me see if I can turn that off. Let's see. Close virtual, choose blur, stop video, choose. How about none? Let's see if that works.
Yeah, yeah.
All
There
right.
you
See that thing right there?
go.
Those are simply wires in the road that activate the typically your turning lanes.
Got
So
you.
if you and what happens, especially it used to be on Parsons. I would see people that you do not pull up close enough to the stop bar. You do not put your car on the metal, because what it's reading is not the weight of your car, it's reading the metal. Okay. And so if you don't pull up, which happens close enough, that turning arrow won't be activated and you'll sit there all damn day. And so, and unfortunately in the past, I've been behind people that haven't pulled up, and you got to honk. You can say, hey, you got to pull up a little farther or we're going to sit here forever. And of course, some people, they give you the finger. You don't pull up, you got to go around them.
Yeah.
And so you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't know. Let me look out here.
We just had a question come in that says, would your car camera show the light?
If you have one.
If you have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying also, depends on how close.
Thank goodness, Jason, we have any number of cases where we have been able to recover monies for our clients because they had a car camera.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple.
Point now where,
because it's hard to believe people lie. I know that's a shocker, and I'm going out on the limb saying that, but people lie, especially when it comes to car accidents and insurance and things of that nature. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can tell you, I can show you video after video after video. Thank goodness our clients had cameras, because one of them, there are 3 lanes on 275, malfunction junction, and the individual just turns right in front of our client. And, his position was, they hit me. Camera, have a nice day. Another one was a semi-tractor trailer driver, friend of mine. He's over here on 60 by the Chili's, heading into Brandon. The Chili's is to the right, the Sam's and all. And a lady, this was staged. She just starts ramming him. Then, so he pulls over, and there's a turning lane. He pulls over and stops. You see her pull in front of him, and maybe
you've showed me that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starts going looking for witnesses, and he goes, "Hey, go look all you want. Here's the camera." Yeah. Another one we saw. Oh, guys, at the big intersection, 2 left turning lanes. Got the camera. His arrows turn. He begins to turn. The person in the other direction just kind of does a whams it, rams it, making a right-hand turn. Without the camera, he would have lost.
Yeah.
So,
so here's another question, because I know that you guys have caught stuff, and we've showed it on stream before, of that Good Samaritan who the guy was road raging, and he pulls his gun to and the guy drives off, and all that was caught on your cam.
Over here.
Yep. One, it's the legwork of the person who was involved to kind of check and see if there are other cameras that could be used from shop owners or business owners or even residents who just happen to live on that street, right? It would be their legwork. And then 2, is there any obligation for them to provide the video of it?
That's your problem. The answer is no. And that's where we run into problems all the time. You get I will only provide this with a subpoena. A subpoena means you have to file a lawsuit in order to get a subpoena. And, on cases of contested liability, which I've kind of learned the
They
hard
don't
way.
all go to court.
No, but you still have to spend $500 to file suit.
Okay.
And I got news for you. Literally this week, I have a case. It's a slip and fall at a Circle K, and Circle K is telling me that the client was just standing there and fell. And I said, well, do me a favor. This is pre-suit. Do me a favor. Send me the video. If it shows me what you're telling me, I'll tell the client you're out. Can't help you. But they won't. I don't know why they won't. It is a terrible, terrible, stupid. And when I say stupid, Jason, I mean stupid philosophy, because lawyers don't want to waste time and money. Most people don't want to waste time and money. And if your video shows me what you're saying, we won't waste time and money. But what's human nature? Human nature is you must be lying or telling me an untruth, so to speak, because if the video showed what you said, you'd show it to me. Because if I had a video and I'm saying this is what happened, and you're saying to someone, say, here it is, look, there it is. But if I say, no, I'm not going to show you, what is your inclination to think? It doesn't show what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
That you're
hiding. But it shows that. I don't know that. This guy's just standing there and collapses.
Yeah. Jeez.
Come on in, show you the video. Have a nice day. And the sad thing is, Walmart always, Publix always, and if someone out there knows someone up in the corporate office, tell them they're dumbasses. Okay? Because if your video shows that you're not at fault, a lawyer is going to respect that. There was a gentleman that was the head of the not Pinellas County Suntrust, the Hillsborough County buses. What is it? Hillsborough County not PST. What's Hillsborough County's bus? Heartline, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think
we became friends. We respected one another. He was a hard ass, but he was fair. So he wouldn't give me the video, but he'd say, Paul, come on down, over there on 21st or 22nd, look at it, and then you do what you're going to do. Right. I would go down there, and
I think that's a nice
every time. Every time we lost, because of course he's smart enough to know, look, they're going to get the video in suit. So he would try to resolve it pre-suit because, we're going to get it one way or the other.
Yeah,
are you going to make me spend $500? Are you going to have to hire a lawyer? All of those types of things. Right. So he wasn't stupid. He was smart, rational, otherwise saved himself a lot of lawsuits. Huh. But the other companies won't. Circle K, it's literally up there on 92 in Parsons. They would not. And I have half a mind to call and say, you guys are jackasses. Thanks a lot. You owe me $500. You made me waste your time and my time.
Right.
Not to mention, not to mention clients think, well, the lawyer took my case. There must be something to it. Right. So now I've got to call them in, show them the video and say,
explain.
I'm out. Now, sometimes
that's so that alone right there.
I'm telling you, it's not easy because human nature is.
I'm pissed off at you.
You think I lied to you?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go leave you a bad review.
And all I say is, no, this was a traumatic event. And what we learn in law school is, oftentimes one's memory of a traumatic event is different than what actually happens.
Sure.
And you have to look no farther than people getting out of jail after DNA exonerates them. Mm-hmm. Because someone got up there on that stand and said, Jason did it. I'll never forget that ugly ass bearded face. And you go to jail, and you go to jail for life.
Yeah, that's true.
And then 20 years later, Jason says, wait a minute. DNA now is different than it was. Can you check the clothing? Oh, I guess Jason didn't do it.
It wasn't you. No.
Yeah. So, traumatic events.
I've seen those on TV too.
And that's how I try to, alleviate that concern that I don't think you're lying. I just think you fell. You believe that it was because Circle K, it was dirty and this, that, and the other, or wet or otherwise.
And look,
But,
nobody gets hurt in one
here's
scene.
what you can't do is you can't convince some people like us to look at a video and say, yeah, you're not really seeing what you're seeing. And this one was clear. I don't know. It just, he's standing there, or he or she's standing there and just kind of turns and their ankle buckled. That's what happened. And I'm like, well, we gone. I've got more of those,
Yeah.
I was walking out of the Lowe's and they had some wood right by the door. So when I turned left, it wasn't marked. I didn't see it and I fell. You get the video, they're 40 feet in the parking lot and just fall.
Jeez.
So it's just,
Wow.
to me, it's
Wow, man.
it's a horrible corporate position to take when it comes to these videos, because look, if the video shows you're at fault, then have your adjuster adjust it accordingly. Hey, okay, argue about the injuries, argue about the bills, but don't argue. They don't argue about liability.
Yeah.
If you have liability, meaning our client you weren't at fault. Well, if I'm Lowe's or Home Depot or Publix, I don't care what happened to you. It wasn't our fault.
Yeah. It blows my mind too, the amount of people who see video and see it and then still, like, I don't know, it just doesn't register, like
Oh, no, that happens. And you know what I say? I say, well, and it does. And I said, well, do me a favor then. This is just my opinion. Go and
Take it
run
to
this
another lawyer.
by other attorneys, and I'll
Yeah.
be more than happy to send your file to them. You're not hurting my feelings. It's just,
Mhm.
I'm not going to continue to spend additional funds and time on a case that I don't think I convince a jury that this establishment was
That
at
I think
fault.
that's a good gentle push away too, because you're offering to make it easier for them to go somewhere else and give them the information that they need, and that's a gentle push away that I think is
Well, it's just
useful.
look, maybe I'm wrong,
moment.
but here's how Paul Reed operates and how our firm works. Dude, if I don't think I can convince a jury, then and I'm pro plaintiff. That's all I've done. But if I don't think I can win, and I don't mean there's issues. I mean, if I really say there's no way you can win, well, then I'm not going to spend other people's time and money as well.
Right.
And remember, I don't know if I've said this, Florida's a loser pay state. You don't just, like on these
you don't just start frivolous
even
lawsuits.
ours, there's no fee or cost unless we win, right?
Sure.
That's misleading. Because yes, you do not owe Reed and Reed any money if we don't prevail, if we lose at trial, but you will owe Jason Crawford's attorney, the other side, could be tens of thousands of dollars. So Florida, we have this statute, without getting into it, is basically a loser pay state. So you got to be careful with, I'll just roll the dice because I won't owe any money to my attorney if we lose. Incorrect.
Yeah, right.
I mean, correct. Yes, you won't owe Reed any money.
Right. Yes,
you'll owe
that's correct.
Allstate's attorneys, Geico's attorneys, whoever.
But it doesn't mean you won't
attorney. And those are could be, some of these fee awards, Jason, are $500,000.
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah. So your average car case, not so much, but they can be $100,000 if they hire experts and on mechanical engineering. It just depends. But it's always going to be 25 to 50. It's always going to be 25 to 50. So, it's just not, well, I'll roll the dice. If I lose, so what? Well, that's fine. But, sign this.
Right.
Sign this.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
those security cams, though.
Back to it.
Cams.
So, just so you know, those cameras don't record and don't kill the messenger.
There you go.
All right. So, we are in the thick of summer. It is hot as all get out. Jason brought the kids over this weekend.
Yeah, they loved it.
Swimming in the pool.
They loved
it was fun. Had some hamburgers and hot dogs.
Your chili was amazing.
Yeah, the chili's amazing.
Yeah, the kids loved it too. They were like,
Oh,
"Oh man!"
and by the way, I don't know, Jason, let's start pumping this out. I'm actually writing a book, in case I
Yeah.
haven't said so. It's called The Other Side of the Law. And I'm going to have my chili recipe in there.
Oh, you are.
I'm going to put it in there. At the
Really?
very end.
All
So
right.
So if
Oh.
you get the book and you don't like it, at least you're going to
You get a chili recipe.
get a chili recipe that you can use the rest of your life.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, Jason,
Yes.
it is the chili recipe.
It is. You don't have to tell me. I love chili. I love chili. And the thing I like about chili, like one of the things I like about chili is I hate soup. Soup is too watery. I might as well just be drinking my food at that point. Like I hate soup. I really hate soup.
Yeah.
But chili, like if it's good and thick and it's not too soupy, it's really good. Yours was phenomenal. Yeah, it was really good.
All right, well, let's get out of here. It's the
All right, cool.
weekend. Be safe, be kind, and
Yeah.
be good.
There you go.